You get the picture. It is Dear Betsy time. Very nice work, Mr. Craig.
So good.
That is a really nice piece of
I
audio.
really wanted to have commentary over it, but I think it's important for the listeners to hear it first.
Gotta let it breathe.
Well,
Oh, man.
that was good. We got that on our third try.
Sorry.
All right.
Trying to do this stuff.
So we're going to do a little bit of an extended version of Dear Betsy today because recently she gave a speech where she took a very global and panoramic view of the role of the Department of Education over the last, let's say, 40 years, about 50
And
years.
she did what I generally do is paint a broad brush.
Right.
The
And
broadest.
so
broadest.
she went back in history
Yep.
in discussion of federal contributions to education policy and practice in this country. So, Mr. Siddons, tell us what she said.
With Dear Betsy, we usually try to have a smaller amount of time devoted to her because I don't think she deserves any time of discussion. But the article is from the Washington Post, and it says it's basically covering a speech that she did that said that nothing that Barack Obama or George W. Bush did in education reform really worked. And she went through all the way back to the Carter administration. And I want to throw a few numbers at you all, see how good you do.
I knew he was going to have some
Yeah.
surprises.
So, the DeVos speech by the numbers. How many times did she say the word system?
6.
15.
16.
Oh, I was
very good.
close.
Nice.
Yeah,
How about
nice.
choice or choose?
Oh, God.
Go high.
Yeah. 28.
50.
10.
That's
Damn.
How about deserve?
8.
What's wrong with deserve? I deserve 15.
7. And how about
Eight.
sycophant?
Oh.
That
0.
that would be
One.
once when she
One.
talked about herself with Donald Trump.
Oh no! She said that we're sycophants to the system.
Oh, that's right. She
Right.
did say that. Yeah.
And then my final one is kind of related to this. How many Department of Education secretaries were actually teachers in the classroom?
Oh, I'd go with maybe 1.
I thought the guy, the superintendent of Houston, who was under George W. Bush, might have been
Margaret
a teacher.
Spellings.
Is she the only one?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
I thought you were
No. He was.
Hunter, Madeline Hunter.
No, not Madeline Hunter. Madeline Hunter. Where did she come from?
Oh no! Did she make the lesson plan template?
Yeah.
Anyway, one. There's
The
been
scope
one.
and sequence
There's
of
one.
the lesson.
One.
Who was it?
The first one
Oh, the first one.
under Jimmy Carter.
Okay, got it. Okay, so
Anyway,
I was.
so-
So you let me fumble around when
I
you
did.
knew that I was wrong.
did.
Okay.
I was distracted by the gurgling.
All right. Will you get to
Uh,
her speech? Please?
Yes. Okay. So one thing, there's a couple of quotes I wanted to pull out and ask you guys a few of your opinions. The one quote that she put down was, "Think of your own experience. Sit down. Don't talk. Eyes front. Wait for the bell. Walk to the next class. Repeat." Students were trained for the assembly line then, and they still are today. What are your thoughts on that? Do you see that today? Is that your experience with education, with your schools?
True and true.
True and true.
No, I mean, it's not that easy. Go ahead, Mr. Cribs.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think in some cases probably.
Bells ring.
Bells ring, kids go, they run down the hall and stop running. Yeah, I mean, I think some of that is certainly true, but I think.
She's equating it with training them to be like mindless beings.
Yeah, to paint with the broadest brush out there, yeah, okay, I'm sure some schools are like that, but I mean, there's a lot of schools that are not like that. And actually, I have a question for you, Robbie. Elementary schools.
Ooh.
Would you say that they more or less follow that model than middle schools?
Far less.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, elementary schools typically don't have bells.
Right.
Maybe at the beginning and the end of the day,
Yeah.
the classic school starting bell and ending bell. But most schedules in elementary school are fairly. I mean, they're formalized, but they're not like the